Hi, welcome everyone to the Cultured Cabbage. It's just going to be Karl and I today, but we have a fun show for you today. We're going to be talking about strikes, miscellaneous, or whatever the hell we want to. How are you doing, Karl?
Not bad. How are you, Mr.
I'm doing
Bartholomew?
fine myself.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know. Do we have any cool DC news tonight?
We got some interesting things in here.
I'll,
Starting
I'll
off
hand it
with
out to you.
CW executive Brad Dershowitz has opened up about why Superman Lois is avoided cancellation for a fourth season renewal. He said it was very easy to focus on the core as our biggest show and biggest performer. Like, he's more referencing how they're only going to be using the main cast will only be John, Jordan, Lois, and Clark. The rest of the main
Pretty
cast
small cast.
Oh yeah, they've scaled it down. They've reduced the role of Sam Lane, the entire Lana and her family, and Steel. What is Steel's name? I forget his real name half the time. I always call him Steel. Who's the guy in the suit?
The guy in the
You remember?
suit.
Yeah, what's his name?
That would be. I forgot his name.
Oh no,
Superman.
John Henry Irons. So they're
Yeah,
shuffling there. So they might show up in a few episodes, but they're not going to be in every episode like they've kind of been in the previous season.
yeah, so not really that frequent.
No, the Barbie set had a pink day once a week. Quote from Ryan Gosling said everyone had to wear something pink. If you didn't, you were fined. Margot would go around collecting the fines, and she would donate them to a charity. I think
That's
it's
pretty
kind of
good.
funny. I only grabbed this one because this one's funny, and I will put this one because I think we structured to where I will do the news ones. So on hopefully on your screen, you're seeing the cover for Night Terror's Catwoman #1. Have you seen this cover, Jacob?
I haven't seen it, but it looks interesting.
So you have seen it.
I just saw it.
Yeah, you know what those are, right?
Those are snakes.
There are snakes. They're an interesting cover, though.
It kind of reminds me of, you remember when she got bit in the movie?
The Holly Bailey one.
No, oh, I've never watched that one. I'm talking about the Batman Returns. How she got bit by a bunch of cats.
Oh yeah, isn't that also her New 52 origin where she got licked by cats?
I don't remember. It would be dumb if it was though.
I think they retconned that, but now it is. They kept that. Someone continually like, yeah, one day she just got licked by cats one day, but she was like Frank Miller's origin, where she was a prostitute and stuff like that. The building for Cartoon Network Studios will no longer be the CNC as everyone is leaving this month, according to Brian A. Miller. He was quoted saying, "Sadly, this building is no longer to be Cartoon Network Studios. From what I've been told, everyone will be out by August 1st." End quote.
This next one's interesting.
My Adventures with Superman has been renewed for a second season.
Even though the first season's not done yet, but
Some shows get renewed early. Like I think Titans got renewed early on. Like they didn't know they were going to get because originally Titans was supposed to be like a one season show, but midway or halfway through the filming of the first season, they got told they got renewed for a second season, so they had to figure out a storyline.
yeah,
Like and some shows get canceled before their first episode even airs. You know what show I'm talking about?
yeah. What show is it?
So yeah, you didn't ask me what I know. Something was canceled like either as the first episode aired on DC Universe, the initial DC Universe, or before the episodes was even aired.
Did any shows ever get canceled? I don't think they did.
James Gunn has clarified that Superman Legacy is not a workplace origin story. He's further quoted saying it takes place during Clark's early years at the Daily Planet.
Oh, interesting.
And James Gunn has confirmed that the new Doom Patrol episodes have not been canceled. His full quote was saying, "People asked me this a few times this morning. I'm not sure where it refers to. I'm deep in Superman and Future Commandos, not focusing on day-to-day TV schedules, but oh wait, it's cut off. Let's see if I can find this stupid. Give me a minute. Stupid Twitter cutting me off, and I didn't grab the rest of it. Let's see. Where are you, Mr. James? Have you watched any of Doom Patrol?
The new Harley Quinn show?
No, Doom Patrol. The
No, are we talking about the live action show?
Yeah, the one that has Robot Man and a few others.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it, but yeah, I think it was on season 3 something.
Yeah. This is like Titans. This is the last season of their show.
Heard people really like it, so
Yeah, they got through most of it. I can't find the rest of the quote, but the full thing he said later. I am confirmation. I surmise no Doom Patrol episodes are not absolutely being showed, even though the premiere date for the next show hasn't been announced to the public yet. So no, they're not canceled. He's just not done. Oh, I know why I can't find these. They're on Threads, and I do not dare download that stupid app. I'm realizing that now.
Is it Threads like the?
It's
Is
the
it, so,
Instagram equivalent for Twitter, but it asks for way too much stuff, so I'm not willing to give them that. Like oddly, I think
so-
healthy. I think they wanted my health information. Like, no, that's way too much information. You do not get. No, 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 no. Apparently, you can't delete an account without also deleting your Instagram account.
that sucks.
So like, yeah, no, I'm staying very far away from that. But back to not talking about it. We got our first poster for Harley Quinn season 4 and a release date on HBO Max. It'll be released on July 27th, so coming up in about 2, maybe 3 weeks.
You just told me still watch it.
Yeah, he has a lot of homework to do. James Gunn says Vigilante will be in the DCU probably before season 2 of Peacemaker. I
Yeah.
because this is just too funny. The Flash managed to cross $250 million milestone, ending its fourth week at the box office with $261,560,000. That is the biggest bomb ever. But speaking of the Flash, there is a podcast that has been, I guess, running. It is on episode 162 of The Flash: Escape from the Multi Midnight Circus, and pre-order the Flash movie on Apple TV.
Oh, so the 1 and 2. You said 162. You can. So it's a podcast 1 and 2.
No, podcast episode 162.
No,
Oh no,
1 and 2.
yeah, that's right. I didn't zoom in very far.
There's no way they're in 162.
Sorry, I thought you're right. I can't read because it was not very zoomed in very well.
That's fine. I'll be the literate one here.
And
Zolo Marduenia.
thank you, helpful. He's his cameo for Blue Beetle. He said, "If you're a DC fan, there's going to be more than just one character that you will recognize."
Oh.
Amy Schumer pitched for the Barbie movie reportedly didn't feel as smart and proactive as we
Provocative.
hoping for. Oh, provocative. Mattel CEO Angela,
You know, crazy, I'm guessing.
thank you, added that the pitch made Barbie seem like the butt of the joke.
That sounds like an industry working.
Like I say, what I've heard of her, she is not very funny.
I don't know.
Here's something funny. 40 days before the premiere of Blue Beetle fans noticed the lack of marketing for the film and started posing a bunch of made-up merch, including a blue Whopper and an album with Blackpink. A day later, the official Blue Beetle interim intern finally logged in again. Yeah, that is
That's
kind of
funny.
funny. We got a new trailer for the movie Wonka, a prequel to Gene Hack of the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory movie.
Done by the director of Paddington, so that's a
And
little
it'll be in
potential there.
theaters. And it'll be in theaters December 15th. And we got a new trailer for Blue Beetle it'll be in theaters August 18th. Now these next 3 are going to be very big. We had 4 more new castings for Superman Legacy. Elizabeth Marcel has been cast as Hawk Girl in Superman Legacy. What's your opinion on Hawk?
I think she looks like a good hot girl. She seems like she'd be like a New 52 type, or
And we got
no, not New 52. Like which version I'm talking about.
yeah, Ida. I'm not even gonna try to say her last name, buddy. Sorry.
Eddie Gathegi.
Has been cast as Mr. Terrific in Mr. Superman Legacy. He'll be our first live-action movie version of Mr. Terrific.
That looks pretty good.
And this is a big one. Nathan Fillion has been cast as Guy Gardner.
Nathan Fillion, he looks like he has a punchable face. Yeah, and for Guy Gardner, that's a compliment.
And reportedly, Nathan Fillion will have the bowl cut as Guy Gardner. He said, "Giving my old pal Nate a bowl cut might have been my primary reason for casting him," says James Gunn.
That's pretty good.
And I will add, James Gunn has confirmed that Nathan Fillion and all of these are true. He has confirmed. We're
Okay,
not talking out of our butt.
You remember when he said he's gonna stop like responding to people? I think that was a great idea.
Oh yeah, it confirms what's not true and it confirms what's true. Like I saw 2 of them that weren't real. Like I saw one that cast somebody as Starfire, and I didn't look like to make sure I looked at his Twitter. He didn't say anything. And someone else had put Christopher Judd, the voice of Kratos in the God of War the newer God of War games, as Darkseid. Like, yeah, no, I'm starting to believe this less and less.
People will say anything.
Yeah,
Even if it's obvious it's not true.
I've always taken this with a grain of salt. This job. A pink artist has manifested in front of the London Bridge and is a pink Barbie artist, which is kind of funny. And a pink burger and Barbie shake have now been sold at Burger King in Brazil.
That sounds terrible. I don't know who'd want to eat that.
It sounds like people would get sick. Christopher Nolan is reportedly upset that Barbie is releasing on the same day as Oppenheimer. There were reports reportedly an attempt by the movie theater community to get Barbie pushed back, but WB has refused.
He's mad that Oppenheimer is gonna get beat by Barbie. You know what? Let him be mad. let him mauled. The better movie wins.
Peter Savan, co-CEO CEO of DC Studios, says new audience can watch upcoming DCU movies without knowing anything about the past.
I
He
actually
said,
appreciate that a lot.
what?
I appreciate that because a lot of people don't think DC's confusing, and I agree.
He literally said, "We're trying to minimize audience confusion and maximize their enjoyment." We've
Mm.
already went over this. We also have Barry star Anthony Carson has been cast as Metamorpho in Superman Legacy, and James Gunn has confirmed this as well.
Metamorpho's an interesting one.
Yeah, you'll hear a lot about him. The Flash will be hitting digital out of time of recording 4 days, but July 18th, just a little over a month after his theatrical date.
We'll talk it later, but like the amount of money Flash made is not good compared to some stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I guess I have a fuller quote on what Peter Savan said. He said after the Nathan Fillion announcement, he said, "Good news is if you're seeing nothing that we've done before, you can watch Superman Legacy, you can watch Creature Commandos, you can watch Peacemaker Season 2, and you can watch Blue Beetle. All of that, we are trying to minimize audience confusion and maximize their enjoyment." As the full quote now. Yeah, that is a hard name to say.
Kevon Montreal Woodard.
Thank you, Ian. Is nominated for the best guest star in a drama series for The Last of Us. At only 10 years of age, he is the youngest actor to ever be nominated in this category. Man, is that an historic feat, getting a kid nominated that young.
Yeah.
And James Gunn had another quote about Superman, like he said, "I've never used one movie to set up another one. The characters are there because they help to help Superman's story, not so we can set up separate projects in the franchise. Superman and Lois are the very clear protagonists."
Yeah, I think Marvel should learn that lesson.
And Christopher Nolan speaks on Barbieheimer. He said, "For those of us who care about movies, we've been really waiting to have a crowded marketplace again. And now it's here, and that's terrific."
I love
And he
this next
continued,
Olympic comment. That's so good.
but he said, his quote continued by saying, "Summer is a healthy marketplace. It always crowded, and we've been doing this for a long
I
time."
like it. I gotta ask, are men actually going to see Barbie or is it satire? I don't know, Bradley. Are people gonna see it?
Okay. We got a new strategy game by DC called DC Dark Legion. It is a app game, I should say that ahead of time. Let's see if I still have the tab for that one. Hopefully I did not delete that by accident. Let's see. Where did you go? You stupid. Oh, let's see. Dark Legion. What do you think the game is going to be about? Well, I'll find the tab I lost a second ago. Jacob, what do you
Huh?
think this game is going to be about?
I don't know.
Well, here's the game. While the game is inspired by the comic book series Dark Knight Metal, DC Dark Legion will have its own storyline. It is set in a timeline where the sinister Batman Who Laughs ambushes the DC Universe's heroes. Fans will play roles as an agent recruiting both heroes and villains to stop the Dark Knight and the DC Universe. Your favorite characters back, Jacob.
Ooh, best character ever created. I'm super happy about that,
Yeah, you will say we did get a break from him for a little while.
Yeah, unfortunately, he just keeps showing up. I don't know who's allowing him in, but he keeps making it back.
Next we have is James Gunn has confirmed that Amelia Harcourt won't appear in Superman Legacy, but I must preface by saying the "won't" is in air. Next we have is Legendary has canceled their surprise Dune 2 San Diego Comic-Con panel. Actually, we'll save that one for later. And The Last of Us has given us an update. Season 2, episode 1 was written before the writer's strike. There won't be another Bill and Frank episode. Season 3 is planned, and season 2 has more clickers and perhaps different kinds of clickers.
Hmm.
I do not know what a clicker is.
That's the zombie thing. It's not really a zombie, but it's like the things in the game.
And we have a comment from Yuri Lowenthal. He said, "For those of you asking, yes, I'll be attending San Diego Comic-Con at the Spider-Man 2 and MK1 panel. I wholeheartedly support the writers and my fellow SAG-AF and writers members, but those in interactive video game content is not subject to the strike." Yeah, he says yes.
Good to know.
And the last topic I skipped over because I thought I didn't realize the Yo-Yo and Ball one was one, but I'll say this. Blue Beetle main star said, "We are standing on the right side of history to the Blue Beetle effing battalion. Y'all are killing it. I won't be able to promote this movie, but you can." Is his final words on Blue Beetle before the SAG FERA strike began. We'll be going more into more strikes off later on in this episode. So DJ, not DJ, you're not DJ, you're Jacob. Do we want to go with Disney or do you want to go back to Universal?
So this would be Universal Paramount stuff.
Okay, then we continue to have the baton with me. Next we have is Oppenheimer includes a long, prolonged full nudity between Cillian Murphy and Florence Pugh. The love story aspect is as strong as I've ever done, says Christopher Nolan.
Oh, prolonged.
He continued on to say, oh no, it's just another version of it. He said, Christopher Nolan says the love story aspect is as strong as he's ever done in Oppenheimer. The film will prolong full nudity by Clayman and Scherzer, who plays Oppenheimer's ex-fiance, as well as, I guess there's going to be in the movie. I think I found a reason to go see Oppenheimer now.
Does Barbie have that? I don't know.
I don't know. We got a trailer for Twisted Metal. What I know of it, I think this is a video game adaptation turned into a
Yeah.
TV series. This is going to be a Peacock original. Do you know anything about the Twisted Metal franchise, Jacob?
Yeah, it's a bunch of, it has like the famous clown mascot, the one like and it's a bunch of monster trucks. It's from like the PS1.
Sounds like Mad Max.
I could say it's kind of like Mad Max.
This one's funny. Tom Cruise says he doesn't know yet when will be doing a space to shoot his untitled space movie. He full quote says, we've been working on it diligently and we'll see where we go. And we got our first reactions to Oppenheimer. Some people, Matt Main said the movie was stunned. It left him stunned, a character study on the grandest scale with some middle central performance by Cillian Murphy, an epic historical drama, but with the distant Nolan's sensibility, the tension, structure, sense of scale, startling sound design, and remarkable visuals. Wow. I won't read all of these, but that's just one of them.
Huh.
And Christopher Nolan on casting Devon Broddux in Oppenheimer, he said, Roger rules, he has his moments, very much so. And Universal Studios Hollywood is getting a new Fast and Furious roller coaster.
I mean, I've rode on the original.
And Christopher Nolan says Oppenheimer is 2 minutes shorter than Avengers Endgame. So we are clinging to that. You need to say it's a big story and it needed a big talent. It's a 180-page script and it's an $180 million movie. Kind of odd, the page number and the amount of money it needed to be made for the same number.
It's pretty convenient.
And Christopher Nolan says he is a fan of the Fast and Furious franchise. He said he's watched every single movie of every type of genre. You've never heard him talk other people's movies, says Emily Blunt.
Huh.
But that is the end of our Universal and Paramount news. Off to, I guess, Disney.
Yeah, I guess.
The rotten Disney Corporation.
No, well, this is what I was talking about earlier. Coming up, Pixar's Elemental surpassed Lightyear as at the worldwide box office, become Disney's highest-grossing post-COVID animated release. Do you want to take a guess on how much it hit?
Me, I already know the answer. Found the topics.
Yeah,
but I'll play stupid. Okay, Jacob, how much money did this silly movie make?
If you remember correctly, Elemental made two. Well, if you remember correctly, The Flash made 260, which was considered a success apparently. Elemental made 250.
The Flash is not a success.
No,
that is a bomb.
And the Elemental made 250 million at the worldwide box office. And you think about that, that's not that much, seeing what they were doing before. And like Lightyear was not a success either.
No.
So trying to say that it's an improvement is like, okay, guess it is technically an improvement, but they still didn't make much.
I saw somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. Let me look it up again. Highest grossing animated movie. I want to say that somebody said it surpassed Frozen 2, which I don't think that movie did. That is a pre-COVID movie. So let's see how it definitely did not touch the Super Mario Brothers movie. Okay, let's see. Where is the movie? Oh, no, I need United States. United States, where are you? I need domestic. Okay, never mind. You are not helping.
While you're doing that, Robert Downey Jr. says The Shaggy Dog and Dolittle are his most important films from the last 25 years. The Shaggy Dog was the film that Disney saying they would share me. Dolittle was a 2-year wound of squandered opportunity. I don't think those movies did very well, but good for him. James Cameron says a new Battle of the Angel movies in the works. Then this one is pretty big. Hulu will launch a new sub-brand focused on adult animation and anime called Anime Hub. The new hub is meant to capitalize on Hulu's popular lineup of adult animation and anime shows, such as American Dad, Bob's Burgers, Family Guy, Futurama, and King of the Hill. None of those are anime, but that's fun. This is funny. Harrison Ford reveals his reactions when he first saw the Indiana Jones costume. Why am I carrying a whip? What am I going to do with the effing whip? I'm going to whip people.
No, the funny thing about that comment is,
what?
You didn't say the curse word, which is funny. To me, it's funny.
Obi-Wan Kenobi has been nominated for Best Limited Series at the Emmys. I have not watched it, but that's my best. It looks familiar. I swear this guy.
You wondering who that guy is?
Yeah, he was. That's why he looks familiar. He's Cal Kestis.
Oh yeah.
Cameron Monaghan has been cast in Tron Ares. That's the guy who plays Joker from Gotham and Cal Kestis from the Jedi Survivor and Jedi Fallen Order game, which are very good games. Tron Ares enlists Yellow Jacket star Sarah Jesardis. She joins the cast that includes Greta Lee and Jared Leto. Yikes! I don't know why they have Jared Leto on that cast, but I personally be a little worried about my safety if Jared Leto was in the cast, considering his past record. You're talking about
That might
this.
have been, but I've looked into research. That statement is inaccurate.
How is it inaccurate?
I had a tab open a second ago. I deleted it a second ago. Let me pull it up.
I'll just read it for the audience then. This one.
You read it.
Elemental is officially Disney's highest grossing animated film since Frozen 2. The film crossed 257 million globally and passed the total gross of Encanto, 256.7 million. This guy said, well, Illumination has made a couple $billion movies during the pandemic. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, so it says it surpassed highest grossing since Frozen 2. Yeah, you know how much money Frozen 2 made?
Let me take a guess. 1.3 billion?
Oh, you're actually pretty close. That's how much the Mario Brothers movie made. Frozen 2 made worldwide made $1.4 billion.
Dude, 256 million is nothing compared to that.
Even domestically, it made 477 million a billion. Yeah, $1 million.
That's way more than Elemental. That was the highest grossing movie.
Only number here that someone would beat if it's going by domestic. It beats just off the domestic number. It would beat. Oh no, wait, how much did it make? Never mind. I almost said it almost beat Despicable Me 3, but no, that made $264 million. It didn't even beat that. Only thing it could. Nope, never mind. I give up. I'm done looking at this.
This last one, Bob Iger has acknowledged that Pixar movies going straight to Disney Plus has caused an impact in the demand for seeing new Pixar movie theaters. However, he adds that the studio has had some creative misses.
That's
Yeah, no shit.
That's putting it.
Creative misses.
Would you say that's putting it kindly?
Yeah, creative misses. The fact that other like that Frozen made 1.4 billion, and then like a movie like Encanto, obviously it wouldn't make the same amount because it's not an established franchise already. But it didn't even break 500 million.
Not like the. Let me pull it back up. Frozen 1, even Frozen 1. You know how much movie that one made domestically?
Was it less than Frozen 2?
Yes, it's not incredibly less, but it is less than Frozen 2.
I'm gonna say a million or a billion.
It made $400 million.
That's still good.
Yeah. Worldwide, it made 284 billion dollars.
And that was a new IP.
Yeah, God, this makes us old, but it came back in. Frozen was made in 2013. That was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And just dated us, didn't we?
It just shows. I think it just shows like creative misses. Yeah, no one's watching them anymore. And I'm gonna say another reason is like you said because of Disney Plus. Why spend money in the theater when you have your subscription? You can watch it at home.
That was the entire point with that was Scarlett Johansson's entire point when they put Black Widow on. I know we're going on a tangent, but anyways. But
no, it's not really a tangent. It's all related. Like Disney Plus is ruining movie sales.
That's why she sued Disney because in her contract for that movie before the pandemic hit, it was supposed to go to theaters. She was supposed to get the either top 5% or however that metric works of day one profit, and that's usually how most movie stars. I know Leonardo DiCaprio did that for a while. That's what even Disney did before they originally screwed up the Spider-Man license. They were supposed to get the top 5% off of the box office before they originally screwed up the thing when Spider-Man was taken out of the MCU temporarily. They put him back in, and so they remade when they came back to table again.
I don't know if we covered that, but I definitely remember that happened.
Oh no, that was in 2019. That was way before we had a job.
Yeah. It's just a mess.
Oh yeah.
You want to move on to Marvel? Because I'm ready.
Sure. Go on into the Marvel universe.
So, in Deadpool 3, it will be revealed that Wanda of the Earth 838 is the daughter of Magneto. And you could have kept that for the film, but hey, that's just me.
I was gonna say, did you read that guy's comment?
Yeah, I did.
Leave some to the reveals during the film.
I guess no one wants to. Kit Harington has debunked rumors claiming that he was originally set to appear in the Blade movie. There was some misunderstanding. And this is one that's important. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse has surpassed 640 million at the worldwide box office. I mean, did you expect any less? The movie's fantastic.
Hey,
I didn't expect it to
it's in the top, I hate to say it, top 30 of the highest grossing movies. And animated movies. Probably easily
Yeah.
the top. It's probably going to be that, or I don't know what other else movie could be. But that, oh no, sorry, Mario movie will probably be the highest grossing movie of the year. But it'll probably be a bit between this one, that one, or maybe some stupid Tom Cruise movie.
Like people like that, yeah.
He's not a bad actor. But back to the Marvel universe, which he is not a part of.
New Across the Spider-Verse concept art reveals a detailed look at Miguel O'Hara. Yeah, I had a brain fart. Miguel O'Hara's upcoming 2099 suit being worked on. So it's like his black and no, his white and red.
Yeah, when he got shot in the modern times in the
I
Marvel.
remember this one coming out earlier. For Wolverine and Deadpool 3. His outfit looks pretty cool. Like,
Yeah, and I do have it later, but I do actually have the image from Hugh Jackman's Twitter when it was there. So it is real. No one photoshopped it. It is a real image.
a Black Panther action adventure game is early in the works. EA's new studio Cliffhanger Games is developing, so they're making Iron Man and a Black Panther game. So that might be interesting. Destroyed a 20th Century Fox logo on the set of Deadpool 3. I don't think that's for the movie or anything, but do you know who Abigail Brand is? The character?
Isn't she? I want to say she's an X-Men, but I don't hold
She's
her
an
to
X-Men
that.
character. I've never heard of her, but it says a new MCU theory explains how Amelia Clark will return as Abigail Brand in Secret Invasion. I don't read X-Men comics.
Neither
But
do I. They're confusing. They give me headaches.
the Winter Soldier, aligned with Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, leads a new strike force in Thunderbolts. I forgot about they're relaunching Thunderbolts.
This is an interesting member list.
Yeah. Oh, this one's. I wish they did this one. James Gunn revealed that he had plans for a Guardians of the Galaxy short film telling the story of how Rocket and Groot met. Release it. I want to see.
Jacob, you didn't even tell who's going to be on this new Thunderbolt team.
I'll tell. Black Widow, Sharon Carter, White Widow, Red Guardian, U.S. Agent, and Shang-Chi. I can definitely tell this is an MCU roster. They might be setting up for something,
Yep.
or it's just a random assortment of characters.
I know the most random one is definitely Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I don't know why Shang-Chi's there.
But the rest of because Black Widow, Sharon Carter, White Widow, Red Guardian, and U.S. Agent are all somewhat spies. Even Bucky's even a spy, but Shang-Chi is not a spy any means of the definition.
It's never too early to gear up for Halloween. This October, Marvel Comics Trick or Read returns with 5 free titles featuring something for every reader. So Captain Marvel, Moon Knight, Star Wars, Amazing Spider-Man, and Spidey and his Amazing Friends. Okay, this is kind of funny. Tom Holland admits he didn't know he had to pay his water bill. Here's the quote. I need to do a lot of growing up at home. Paying my water bill, paying my council tax, sorting out my bins, all that sort of stuff they don't teach you at school. I think there should be a lesson at school that's called life, which is like laundry and basic cooking. I didn't know you had to pay for your water.
I know Tom Holland will never watch our show, but Tom, there used to be a class called that. They took that in both high schools.
Yeah,
about 20
they
years
don't.
ago, about 20, maybe 30 years ago, roughly.
Martin Freeman says Marvel Studios hasn't yet given him a definitive answer to whether Everett Ross was secretly a Skrull. I wasn't playing anything at the Skrull. Guardians 3 won't debut on Disney Plus until a little while from now, says James Gunn. So they're trying to. Some person said in the comments it really should be like a week or two after the physical release, so they aren't cannibalizing those sales. I'd have to agree. You wouldn't want to. You wouldn't want to have it to where you get tanked because you put it on a streaming service.
True.
We've already gone in detail about that, so I'm going further. Haley Atwell has revealed that Marvel Studios exec Luis Despotinacito removed a photograph of Peggy Carter's husband from her bedside in The Winter Soldier. We didn't want to limit ourselves by kind of suggesting this is who she's married. Robert Downey has admitted that he is 100% he was a 100% concerned that working mainly in MCU could impact his acting skills. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I feel great because we haven't seen him in anything. He has 2 movies he's done, or I guess 1 movie he's done. No, 2 movies he's done 2. We know how one of them's done, and it definitely either barely succeeded or definitely failed, and we don't know how the second one's going to work out yet.
I'd have to agree.
Do you know what the second one is?
Was it that one he was talking about with no, it wasn't Doolittle, it was the other one.
Doolittle was, I want to say, the first movie he did after the MCU. The newest one he's doing is Oppenheimer.
Oh, he's an Oppenheimer?
He is?
Vanessa Kirby says it would be an honor to play Sue Storm. She's amazing. And I think she wouldn't play a bad Sue Storm.
And she is a good actress because I've seen her in something recently.
Anson Mount says he had informal conversations with Marvel Studios about returning as Black Bolt.
No
Yeah,
one wants you. Go away.
dude, everyone knows about the. Have you ever watched it? Have you ever watched
Inhumans? No.
the Eternals show or not Eternals? The
I watched the
Inhumans.
Eternal movie. Yeah, Eternal.
Inhumans is something you have to watch because it's just that bad.
I don't want to torture myself. I tortured myself enough with the MC. I mean the DW verse. I'm done torturing myself for a little while.
Tom Holland said, I'm a massive fan of making movies, but I really do not like Hollywood. It's not for me. The business really scares me. I understand that I'm part of a business, but always looking to ways to remove myself from it just to live as normal a life as possible. I'm calling BS on that.
Continue. The quote continues on to the next
But
one.
it's been ongoing thought, which is don't lose yourself. No, he doesn't like Hollywood, I'm guessing. That's what he's saying here.
Some actors don't like it.
Yeah, this is a good one. Bob Iger says they'll be reducing spending and creation on new Marvel and Star Wars content.
Definitely no.
They're putting it way too much.
Definitely.
And to add on to that, Bob Iger says Marvel Studios' increase in movie output and production of TV shows has diluted the audience's focus and attention.
No shit, Sherlock.
Yeah, bro, I haven't watched. I don't watch anything that isn't Spider-Man
Oh, sorry. Go to the next one.
or Guardians. I watch that.
Actually, you already want to
But
go.
I don't really care about anything else they're putting out.
Yeah.
FX's Alien series is currently pre-production and booked out in multiple Bangkok studios and hired vast quantities of lighting equipment. But at least two of the show's leads part of the SAG. It's unknown to know if filming will be able to commence. Ryan Reynolds shared a photo of the set Deadpool 3 yesterday, with filming set to be halted from tomorrow. Comic accurate short king, and it's just a little action figure sitting on a chair, the big chair. Disney's She-Hulk writer Cody Ziegler, who wrote the series Daredevil episode, has revealed that he received a residual check of $396 for working on the episode. That definitely seemed a little low.
Oh yeah.
Probably should have got a little more. Haley Atwell says her Doctor Strange 2 role was frustrating. She's like, I could do this all day, and then she immediately gets cut in half by a frisbee. Yeah. Anime studio Polygon Pictures is producing Spider-Man freshman year. I thought that was canceled.
Apparently not.
Okay, I can't help but laugh at this. Miss Marvel, aka Kamala Khan, won't be dead too long, and her new comic series will be written by Iman Benali, who plays her on screen. I knew she wouldn't die. I knew she wouldn't stay dead because no death is permanent in Marvel comics. So yeah, she has a new costume now.
And a new person. You know who she is now?
The SAG-AFTRA strike has halted Marvel Studios' casting search for fantastical work, and it's released. Actually, Marvel Studios released a statement. It's disappointing when carefully plans such a shift, but I hope that all the new agreement will be finalized soon. Should we talk about the strike now?
We should mention that Miss Marvel is now no longer Inhuman. She is now an X-Men. Forgot to mention
Oh yeah,
that.
proud to say that.
He is an X-Men. But yes, on to the striking.
Yay! It's a lot of strikes.
Yeah, we're gonna strike Jacob right in the nose.
Okay, let's get into it. It's gonna be a lot of information for everyone to take in here. Leadership from the Performers Guild (SAG) held a conference with top Hollywood publicity agencies, bracing the powerful gatekeepers A-list stars for a strike. So it's if they just strike, if the actors decide to strike on Wednesday, they will not be able to film.
I was gonna say skip that, but it is somewhat important because the first four things or stuff that came out before the strike actually happened.
Oh, so
go ahead. No, you can go ahead because it actually tells us what some of the stuff the actors
Okay, well,
do.
originally, they weren't able to film any movies or TV productions, take part in any press junkets or film premieres, promote anything at SDC, or will be advised not to attend it. It says they're reached a deal, so I'm not going to talk about that one. Studios and streamers reportedly have no intention of negotiating with the Writers Guild for several more months. The end game is to allow things to drag on until union members start losing their apartments and losing their homes. A studio executive tells Deadline.
I agree with that guy's comment. Well, that's not good. No, it ain't.
A group of CEOs, including Bob Iger, David Zaslav, and Ted Sarandos, held a meeting request that a federal mediator be brought into the contract to try and avoid a strike.
Well, that didn't work.
Bob Odenkirk, being nominated for an Emmy during a writer's strike, in potential SAG strike. I love telling people these things, and we're not going to lose if we don't get to make and do our work. We're going to lose this kind of quality. We're going to lose Succession. We're going to lose Better Call Saul, The Bear. We're going to lose these things. The AMTM needs to acknowledge the importance of valued writers and effort to write. And I actually just finished Better Call Saul. The show's really good. The writers are very talented.
Yeah.
Bob Iger has decided to stay Disney CEO through 2026. Bob Odenkirk says The Bear was season 2 was his greatest acting experience since Better Call Saul. Jeremy Allen White just sets a tone of professionalism and respect from everyone, and that's a great thing we want, and that's a great thing. We all want the other person to kick ass. Tony Gilroy's Emmy reaction. Thanks to our entire Andor community, and it's a big one, for bringing this thing alive and keeping it rolling through COVID and challenging each other to reach every day something special. And then Gilroy continues. I'd be remiss not to include a final shout out to LWJ and SAG for standing firm and making such huge sacrifices to preserve our incredible industry. You can support writers with striking at the picket list by donating here. So people are trying to donate. Bella Ramsey on The Last of Us Emmy nominations. I'm especially proud of my friend Kevion Woodard.
Jacob, jump to 8431. Those who actually don't belong there.
Are a lot of these just Emmy awards?
Yeah, those are just Emmy things. I accidentally included those because I thought they had something to do with the strike.
Okay.
Troy Gilmore had to do with one.
A decade ago, Steven Spielberg predicted that an implosion in the film industry would happen, where half dozen movies with high 250 million budgets would flop at the box office and alter the industry together. I mean, that is correct. That he was right. Christopher Nolan has announced that the cast of Oppenheimer has left the premiere to go and write their pickets and join the strike.
Actually, sorry, I meant to say 8413, not 8131. My fault.
841?
Yeah, 8413. My fault again.
Okay, I meant 8441.
I said 8413.
8413. Okay. SAG-AFTRA is officially going on strike. This is the first time both actors and writers are on strike in 60 years. Sorry, audience, but there's a lot.
Yeah. Fun fact, you know who was the leader of the Screenwriters Guild back then?
Who?
Ronald Reagan.
Huh. SAG-AFTRA leader Fran Drescher says the studio's response to the union's most important proposals have been insulting and disrespectful of our contribution to the industry. The companies that refused meaningfully engaged on topics and others completely stonewalled us. Which one do you want me to keep going or just go to
8416 because we kind of went over 8415.
All right. House of the Dragon season 2 can continue this filming despite the SAG-AFTRA fight. This is because most of the cast are UK actors working under contracts governed by the local union equity and are not allowed to strike in solidarity. SAG-AFTRA begins their strike on Friday morning, which was today of us filming this. We already said the Oppenheimer cast left. Several actors say Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos posted at a party about how more people watched Orange is the New Black than Game of Thrones. This made the cast question why the residual pay was so low. I only get $20, said one star.
Fun fact, Sean Gunn, brother of James Gunn, had gone on record someone saying that the most outside of maybe Orange is the New Black, the Gilmore Girls that he was on is the most popular thing on Netflix, and he's not seen a lot of money. I mean, not seen the show, obviously. You're in the show.
This is Matt Damon on the SAG-AFTRA strikes. If our leadership is saying the deal isn't fair, then we have to hold strong. It's the difference between having healthcare and not for a lot of actors. We gotta do what's right by them. So it's kind of interesting. Bob Iger, who earns $25 million annually, says actors and writers are not being realistic with their demands for fair compensation and working pages. Iger also just extended a contract with his annual bonus to potentially reaching 5 times its previous size. And that is a lot of money. Do you think they're being unrealistic?
About wanting to get residuals from streaming?
I don't think they are.
No.
The studio's crazy AI proposal to SAG-AFTRA consisted of scanning a background actor's likeness for 1 day's worth of pay and using their likeness forever in any form without pay or consent. In other words, actors would become obsolete. Yeah, that is kind of crazy.
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. Mahershala Ali has announced his exit from Marvel Studios' Blade. The actor states that he left the project due to scheduling conflicts and constant delays. This is kind of important. Sean Astin, who's part of the SAG-AFTRA negotiating committee, said they had AI experts who spent months working on proposals to present to the studios, but the producers wouldn't engage or really talk about what's at stake. We already talked about Blue Beetle. Ariella Barrer says Runaways was removed for for a tax write-off without any warning to the cast and resulted in loss of residuals. They add Iger's comments is disappointing as it doesn't feel great to hear their labor is not appreciated. I'd have to agree with that. Ron Perlman, the studio exec that wanted to strike to drag on until union members leave their home. There's a lot of ways to lose your house. You wish that on people. You make that family starve while you're making 27 million a year. He has a point. I mean, like, dude, it just seems like, I mean, everyone who works should get what they deserve to be a fair wage. We all know Hollywood's not that fair, but at least there should be the facade of it being fair. Christopher Nolan says he won't begin to work on his next film until strikes are resolved. This is about jobbing actors. This is about staff writers on television programs trying to raise a family, try to keep food on the table. This Lena Hall says all the series regulars for Snowpiercer season 4 had to do a full body scan and full range of emotion capture without telling them why. Now I know why. It's really disturbing because they didn't consent. Yeah, I mean, you heard they're saying about the AI thing.
Yeah.
They're just like, okay, we don't need you anymore. And Clark Gregg, the guy who played
Phil Coulson.
Phil Coulson had this to say: at some point, studios are going to be able to replace you. That needs to be with your permission and involvement, or replicate you. We're not just information to be fed into a computer. I feel like we're kind of fighting to keep the soul in the right form. Oh, then you're talking about this earlier. Sean Gunn has received almost zero residuals from Gilmore Girls, one of the most popular shows on Netflix. Netflix CEOs Reed Hastings and Ted Sarandos have given us those bonuses in tens of millions. I don't get why they can lessen these bonuses. They can't lessen them. And then another thing, Fran Drescher says Bob Iger has no clue about what's happening to these hardworking people that don't make anywhere near the salary he's making. If I were that company, I'd lock them behind doors and never let him talk to anybody about this. It's a little strong, but I can see it. Sean Astin explains why they're fighting for streaming platforms to properly introduce residuals, because they give actors the ability to pay their rent when they're not working. We spend most of our lives fighting for the next job, and it's pretty intense.
Yep.
Your whole life. I mean, when I don't know, the writer's strike was a little bit, but now the actors are on strike too.
I mean, Hollywood's literally, not figuratively, at a stand. Nothing.
The funny thing is, they're not gonna like it seems like the companies have no, like Bob Iger, for example, has no sympathy at all. He's like, okay, well, I'm gonna get more bonuses. Like, that's the thing we need right now.
I was gonna say times, probably by the end of the contract.
I mean, it's one of the problems that comes with big companies is, like, for example, the person who was working on Runaways, just their show got taken off completely and they got nothing for it.
No.
We like to think that all these writers are and like visual effects artists are getting paid a lot, but they're not at all.
No.
They're getting paid nothing for all the work they're doing. Yeah, that was all the writer's strike news we had for today.
Yep. Now I will be taking over miscellaneous. There's only two of us, so we decided to divide it up. Starting off with San Diego Comic-Con 2023, we have the list of panels that will happen. We have a Gen 5 panel, an Invincible panel, a Talk to Me panel, a Rick and Morty panel, a Spider-Man 2 panel, Twisted Metal, Good Burgers 2, I'll come back to that one. The Harley Quinn Season 4, the Walking Dead, the TMNT Mutant Mayhem, and the Continental. And we also heard about the Mortal Kombat one. Sir Elton John has played his final concert and is now retired from touring after over 50 years. Congratulations for a long career, sir. Mark Zuckerberg mocked Elon Musk after it was pointed out Twitter is censored his rival app. He said concerning. And IDW and DeSille have announced their San Diego Comic-Con panels as well. We got a title for the new Cinderella horror movie titled Cinderella's Curse.
And why are they making horror movies out of everything, dude?
And
it says there's supposed to be one for Peter Pan in the Woods.
Yeah, and it's coming from the people who made the Winnie the Pooh horror movie.
This next one's sad.
Yep. Sad news. Fred Wales, former Boston College star and NFL running back, dead at 75.
75.
Well,
Cause of death is unclear.
Yep. Craig Mazin has reportedly removed his name from the writing credits of the Borderlands movie.
Is that the guy who originally created it?
I have no idea.
I'll look up that. I'll do it up.
We got a new trailer for The Sympathetic Devil starring Nicolas Cage. And Travis Scott has starred in a A24 action-oriented film shot entirely in infrared and directed by Harmon Korine. However, it is unknown if the film will ever be seen, as Travis Scott is refusing to sign off and is being released. least. Interesting. And this is also interesting. A new study conducted by the Video Game its History Foundation has found that 87% of video game releases in the United States before 2010 are not communally available, a similar survival rate to the
That's so sad.
pilot. Yeah.
That means like you're saying like 87% of the games we played aren't available anymore. But I mean, you look
Uh,
at a game like, for example, like you were talking about Generator X. How many people are going to be able to play that game?
which game again?
How many people are going to be able to play, like, for example, I mean, there are some that are widely available, but a game like Lost Planet, which is a Capcom game, most Tekken games is also like you can't buy Tekken 5 right now. You can't buy Tekken 6. You can only get 7. You also can't buy you can buy Street Fighter 4 still, luckily they still sell it. Like a game like that, like some of those games are just obscure now, which is why pirating is such a big thing. I don't know, what do you think?
And emulation is such a big thing now too. Yeah. But continuing down our video game train, Microsoft has won its FTC fight to buy Activision Blizzard. Judge Corey has denied the FTC's preliminary injunction request. We'll have more stuff on that soon. But Sony wants to bring Roblox, a popular kids video game, to the PlayStation.
I thought that was on Xbox. It was on Xbox and PC, but I guess they want to bring it to them.
Every platform. Toho's new Godzilla movie titled Godzilla Minus One. We got the title for it, and it'll be in theaters December 1st.
Huh.
We got a trailer for. Oh,
Yeah, I think that should have been in. I'll say it
yeah,
then.
yeah.
It should have been in Disney. Once a rebel, always a rebel. Watch the brand new trailer and experience the 2-episode series premiere of Ahsoka, a Star Wars original series.
And Anderson Evans, star of One Life to Live, dead at 89, at 99, 66. Sorry.
We actually know the cause of this one.
Yeah, I guess it was she. She died from breast cancer in Pasadena, California.
We hope that her family can rest, because breast cancer is something that takes a lot of lives. My grandma was she beat it, but it almost took her life.
Yeah, they had to say, but a new trailer for the Hellboy Web of not even gonna try to say that last word game
Web of
has been
Word.
revealed. Oh, forgive me, it has no vowel. Next we have is Bella Ramsey on being nominated for The Last of Us. She said it would be proud, especially proud of my friend Taven Woods, his first job and ever her first nominee, my brain soulmate Greg Mizzen, and my rock and best sidekick ever Pedro Pascal. The other one we have is still a Michael J. Fox movie has been nominated for best documentary at the Emmys. Back to Activision, the CMA is warning that the Microsoft Activision deal could lead to a new merger investigation if it's restructuring. The CMA says discussions with Microsoft are still at the early stages. And Limited Run Games have announced the Jurassic Park Classic Collection for modern consoles. It is resurging Jurassic Park and Jurassic Park 2. The chaos continues on the NES, Game Boy, and NZ cartridges for the Xbox, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and the Switch.
Nintendo Switch.
My brain went stupid on that logo. But back to the Activision deal. The FTC has filed an appeal against Judge Porter's decision to deny his preliminary injunction request over the Microsoft proposed Activision Blizzard acquisition. Back to sad news, unfortunately. We have now the cause of death of Lisa Marie Paisley, daughter of Elvis Presley. She died of natural causes.
Very sad.
Yeah, she died on January 12th. Back to the FTC again. The FTC has just filed its 8th appeal to the FTC v. Microsoft decision with the 9th Circuit. Here's what the FTC alleges just closed a ruling. 1. Appealing to the wrong legal standard, relying on government cases seeking permanent injunction, erect on the Xbox Game Pass consumption benefit over potential foreclosure in multi-game subs, relies too much on Microsoft's cloud gaming agreements, misses potential parlay foreclosure strategies, and 5. Ignores the FTC's evidence about Microsoft's incentive to foreclose. I've never heard of this.
See, I'm not very knowledgeable on that stuff, but
Neither do I.
I don't know legalese, so all I know is they're getting a lot of companies, so it's a little alarming.
And Sony's still one of the big companies that Microsoft wanted. You know who they wanted?
What they want?
They wanted Bungie so they could fix Halo, but that didn't work. Sony bought that one. They bought them. Let's see. Next we have more stuff from that. So the MC just issued an extension to the final order date for its Microsoft Activision Blizzard investigation. The final order was due by July 18th, which is in 4 days of this recording, but has now been revised to August 29th due to special reasons. The MGA aims to resolve as soon as possible in advance this date. Next we have is I looked into this organization. I grabbed this one. This is a music group. Why are they covering this? The Biden-Harris administration has just automatically forgiven $93 billion in student loans.
39 billion. It's not bad.
Yeah, sorry. $39 billion in student loans for 849,000 borrowers. Eligible borrowers are automatically starting today if they qualify for automatic forgiveness.
That's a lot of money.
Yes, it is a big chunk of money.
Where are
And
they
the
gonna
last
get that?
No idea. And the last thing is from a Scottish actor named Brian Cox. His name is very funny. He was known for being on the show Session, and it was William Stryker in X-Men 2.
Huh.
Oh, now I see it. He said this whole woke culture is truly awful, and that shaming culture. It turns out that it's actually a bunch of millennials.
I don't really know what to say about this one.
Neither do I.
I'll just say that some people are a little over the top with things.
I will say there are some good sides to that argument, and there are some bad sides to it. Every side has a bad side.
But yeah, I thought
Oh,
that.
and somewhat breaking news I just found. Episode 3 of The Adventures of Superman is now on HBO Max.
Ooh, I have to watch that one. I've only
You
seen
watch
episode one
two.
so far. I liked it.
It's a cute
No,
show.
I haven't seen 2 yet. I'll watch episode 1 though. I'll have to watch those 2 and 3 because I like the first one. It's fun. So it felt different than a lot of to give my mini review of what I saw so far. It felt different than other DC properties because it wasn't extremely dark, which I appreciated. It was actually really funny. It had a great art style, great animation too. Can't really complain. Voice acting is nice too. Yeah, so if you're into like the just classic Superman, lighthearted stuff, you might like it.
What would you say about the animation style?
The animation looks great. It
say it
started
had
at
an
some points, but it reminds me a little bit of I think we talked about Invincible at some point, but it reminds me kind of that, but a little better.
Would you say it has any animation?
Yeah, it's definitely anime inspired. If you look at the art style, the character designs are very young looking. They're supposed to be young, but they're very young looking characters.
What did you think of the hate to say it because it's kind of funny, the Sailor Moon style Superman transformation sequence?
That is funny. It is. It's an interesting one for sure. I think you should check it out if you're into anime or anything like that. But also if you like Superman, it's quite good. You don't have to be into anime because it's not extremely anime. It's just.
I want to say this is the same studio that worked on Avatar and Legend of Korra that worked on this show, which makes somewhat sense now that I think about it.
2023. So my adventures Superman. Let's see. Yeah, the art style is very much inspired by that. Honestly, looking for the director. It doesn't have any director's credits on here yet.
Yeah, maybe they'll have them later.
It's quite fun though. I liked it.
But that is the end of our topics for today. Did you
Yeah.
have a favorite topic, Jacob?
I thought one of the funniest one was the fact that Tom Holland didn't know that you had to pay a water bill.
Yeah, he's a young kid. What would he know? Do you
He's
know you have to pay the
22.
water bill?
He's like 23.
Okay, do you know how to pay your water bill?
Well, I knew I'd have to pay one. I knew it existed. Apparently he didn't know it existed.
Well, some people are very oblivious.
Yeah, so well, asking me for today, folks.
Yep.
If you enjoyed, do all the things down below, but just remember.
Yes. Oh wait, Jacob, I forgot to tell you something. I remembered another topic we gotta do.
What?
We just learned that we need to go get cookies from your house.
My house this time?
Yeah, you're the one here, so you're
Oh,
the
no,
victim of my joke.
I could get them from DJ's house then.
No, your house. You're the victim today.
I don't think I have cookies on me right now, but I'll have to buy one in case someone comes over here, you know what I'm saying?
But we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah. We might not have cookies, but we have some good content here.
Yep.
Anyways, see you
Peace,
guys
y'all.
next time. Have a good day.
Yep. Peace, y'all.